Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Punch-Out on the NES. If you've never played Punch-Out before, it's a boxing game. It's currently the only boxing game up on the VC, so if you're a boxing fan you may be a bit annoyed at that. However, I can't really think of many boxing games that you'd want rather than this one. It's a fantastic little game. There's 14 fighters for you to face overall, and rather than just them getting stronger, they all vary in very weird ways. Basically, there's ones who, no matter what you do to them, you just won't hurt them, and it's because you have to embarrass them before you can hurt them. There's ones where they'll spin around really fast and do stupidly fast punches that you have to work out how to do them. So it's a very zany boxing game, but it still is fun, and it still is like real boxing. So, for instance, you've got rounds, and 3 minutes of the rounds. The timer does go much faster than actual seconds. I mean, it's been on 30 seconds here, and the video's only been running for a minute, and there's a hell of a lot before we started. So it does run faster than 3 minutes should run. You also have real things like you have to knock them down, and they have to be on the deck for 10 seconds for you to get a knockout. However, if you manage to knock them down 3 times in a round, then it's a technical knockout. You've got a bit of a strong punch, which I believe is supposed to be a hook, and a weaker, really fast punch, so that's a bit of a jab. Basically, you do that with the 1 and 2 buttons. When you hit your opponent in a certain way, you'll get a star, which you may have noticed, and basically by pushing start, you'll do an uppercut, like what knocked this guy on the ground there. When you're purple like this, it's because if you notice in the top left corner, you've got a heart meter, and that's basically your stamina. Your stamina goes down every time you, mess up a punch, every time like the opponent blocks it and the like, so every time you get hit. So you go down your stamina, and then you go into that purple phase, and you basically, oh, I can't go on anymore, I'm wrecked, I'm smegged. So basically dodge a few punches and you get some of your stamina back. In the very top of the stage, it's you've got 2 white bars. One of them's now black, to be fair, and that's basically your energy and your opponent's energy. Your opponent's energy is the one on the right, and your energy is the one on the left. You also have a points thing, but the points in this are totally pointless, to be honest. I know that's a bit of a dodgy play on words, but they really are pointless. In between rounds, you get a little bit of a token from your trainer. He gives you a bit of a cryptic clue, really. You also get where he's tapping on your shoulder, and he'll tap on your shoulder very slowly in between fights, unless you push the select button. And this is actually quite important. It may sound a bit dodgy, but I'm going to try and explain. When he taps on your shoulder slowly, you only get a little bit of health and stamina and the likes back. Well, just health. I don't know why I said stamina, because you get your normal stamina. But when you bash the hell out of the select button, then it somehow heals you a little bit more than it should. So it's not actually a cheat or anything. It's designed in the game, and you are told about it when you download it, to be fair. When you go into the menus and the likes, it was on one of the warp zones. So that's something pretty cool, because every now and then there'll be a fight where you need a little bit of extra energy, so you want to always remember to do that. The referee is Mario, because you're probably looking at it now thinking, I'm sure that's Mario. Well, it is. I'm going to let you listen to the music now for a little bit though. There we go. I never actually got finished basically explaining what the cryptic clues are that your trainer tells you. Basically, he'll say stupid things that you have to work out exactly what he means and how to beat them. Other controls you've got are the dodges and arch, so you push left and right to dodge left and right. You hold down to block. When you punch, you can either punch the body, which you just push the buttons, or you hold up and you punch the face. When you get knocked on the ground, you have to bash the hell out of 1 and 2 together. Well, obviously it's on if you're on the Wii mode, you have to bash the hell out of 2 buttons together and to get yourself back up. And that's about it control wise and everything. That's all the moves you've got and the likes. There is a dodgy way how the lives works. On this, if you lose a fight to, I'm going to be the most complicated way of describing this, I'll try to make it simple though. If you lose a fight to the #1 contender, then you go down and you face the guy before that. But if you then win him, like beat him again, then face the #1 contender, beat him again, then go into the champ but lose, you'll go back down to the #1 contender. If you then beat him again and lose a 3rd time, or lose on the #1 contender, then that's it. Those are your 3 lives. So even if you win in between, it's still 3 knockouts you're allowed, and that's it. Well, 3 losses, to be fair. So you do get a password per every section, but you don't get a password for the fighters, you just get the sections. So for instance, this here is the beginners class. After you face all the fighters on there and beat the champion, you'll go up to a bit of an intermediate class and the likes. So if you then get the champion on the intermediate class, lose all your lives, then you have to start the intermediate class again. And that's basically how the password works. So I've tried to explain it the best way I could. Unfortunately, I've probably ended up confusing more people than I have enlightened them. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.